What's going on, everybody? And welcome to the Do It Boys Do It Talk. Thank you guys for joining. I'm here with TJ, Big Bird Buddy, and I am also here with Riley, Mac Bulldog Mac. Great to see you guys. How's everybody doing?
So good. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good myself. We're here for a Do It Talk. I know the fans are just craving to see what happened this past week from the Do It Boys. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start off with one of the craziest things that already happened this past weekend. Weston Anderson's crash. It was absurd. It was in Belmont Park, New York, and this was an arena show. I believe it was a 4-event weekend, and it was crazy. If TJ could show it on the screen, Weston Anderson went and did a mini flip, and he ended up destroying the entire front end. And we're going to go ahead and show you the beginning of the video as well with what happened. But as you can see, they had such a hard time dragging it out. And that man is definitely an Anderson. I think I even commented, look at this. Mini flip totally breaks the whole front housing. Boys, what do you think about that?
Dude, that was like actually crazy. The way that truck just got mangled and just, it's just in like so many different pieces. I mean, you got the two front tires like completely falling off the thing. That was just crazy. I haven't seen anything like that in a while.
TJ.
Yeah, I agree, man. That's at least $50,000 worth of damage right there.
I mean, a lot of broken parts. Phil Swift meme. That's a lot of damage. Good stuff. Well, I mean, Weston's just crazy like that, man. And he definitely threw down great shows this weekend. I was originally planning on going to Belmont, but it was just a lot. So I decided not to go, did Indianapolis, and I'm glad I did because we had something crazy go on this past weekend. And then we'll talk about the event. Unfortunately, the 14-time world champ, Tom Meents, had an insane crash day number 2. We were all there to witness it, and it was terrible. He was going for a cross thread, and there obviously is the pod in the middle, which is that big ramp with a few different angles to hit it from. And he sent it over the transfer, hit the pod, nosedived over because that truck likes to do that, instantly decided to hit the gas because that's driver's instinct. And he landed just about 20 feet, 15 feet in the air straight onto his roof. And it was very, very terrible wreck. What did you guys think about it? Because I was just standing there, and right when it happened, I stood there for at least 8 to 10 minutes going like, what just happened? And like, I had friends come up and I was like, did you not see what happened to Tom? Like that was my only words. I was like praying that he's going to be okay.
Yeah, man, I was just like the exact same way. I recorded the whole thing like from when it happened throughout the whole process. And if you guys saw that, you could probably hear the things I was saying. It was just like over and over again. I was like, oh man, and like I hope he's all right because like the first couple seconds I was like wow, what a crash, because that was a crazy crash. And then after like maybe 10 seconds, it really set in that like that was a hard crash. Like, I was really wanting him to be okay. And the whole time I was just like speechless. I mean, Tom Meents is like my idol, basically. He's pretty much the reason why I even got into Monster Jam to begin with. And just seeing that happen like live, because all three of us were actually there. And yeah, to see that actually happen live, like it literally gave me the chills at one point. And I was very glad to see him, wave to the fans on his way out. It sucked that he couldn't get out of the truck. That definitely told you that there was something wrong. But the fact that he waved, definitely, I feel like it gave all of us like at least a little bit of a sigh of relief because, obviously we still didn't know like what the injury was. But the fact that he was able to wave on his way out was definitely a sigh of relief. But I'm still praying for him and hoping that he gets a very quick recovery and can get back in the driver's seat as quick as possible.
Yeah, I was definitely upset a little bit about it. Seeing Tom land on the roof is really, it's not what you want to see on a show, at least. And his freestyle was doing good. There's a lot of factors in what happened. A lot of the way that maybe the ramp was. If the ramp was a little bit different, he might have been able to save it differently. Is what I kind of feel. But he could have held the brake, and that would have just made it roll over the ramp. Probably would have saved it. Probably would have looked cool. But there's a lot of things that go through your head when driving these monster tram trucks. I definitely felt the rush of watching all the people and all the crew running over there. I mean, you could see in the video we're about to show that all the people, all the drivers and crew chiefs that have their own little special area in the fans area that's cut out so they can sit there. They were all jumping up like, "Oh my goodness, what just happened?" And it was a little scary. It was definitely scary for sure. But Tom is okay. We might not be seeing him for a couple of weeks, but we'll definitely be seeing him, and can't wait to see what happens the rest of the season.
So here is the incident we were all talking about. Shout out to whoever recorded this.
Oh, thank you, Wade.
Oh, it was you?
It was me, yes.
Okay, awesome. Let TJ know that he doesn't make bad videos, everybody. TJ does not like taking videos.
Not with an old phone.
It looks pretty.
See, look at that air right there. Almost clears it.
Wow. Comes back around. The rear steer stuck up on him. Why do you think it did that?
Yeah, I thought it could be the impact of the way he landed on the last one, where it looked like it was acting up.
Do you ever think, like, if that one thing didn't happen, the rear steer thing, that he would have been completely fine?
No, because right about there.
Right there.
Yeah. Now you can see everyone. Let's see if I can actually do this properly.
Really sucks to watch it, man.
Let me see if I can move it back. So, yeah, obviously you see that there the rear steer is being an issue. That happened to him. I have a similar almost every other week though. Right there, if he literally doesn't gas it, he might roll it over the ramp, and it might be might be able to safe it and keep going. That's might be something. I honestly,
well, also
right there is too late.
He also feathered the throttle because
yeah,
I'm sure he couldn't stay on the gas the whole time just because of the G forces. So there's really nothing he could have done. But what I was saying is just, do you ever think of, like, if one moment didn't happen in history, that something else wouldn't have happened? Like, if his rear steer didn't hang up, he would have never went back for another hit. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, it's crazy.
Most of the time, if you want to put on good freestyle, you don't really plan your hits. You kind of just hit whatever's in front of you, whichever way you hit it, and see what happens. And so, I mean, some of it's luck, some of it's skill. It all depends, really. And this time, it didn't add up.
And now, fans, it's good to hear Tom Meents has an official statement from Monster Jam that he's okay, but he's going to be recovering. And just an hour or two ago, Tom Meents had put up a Facebook post, and I will go ahead and search up the exact words here. But it was very crazy to see that whole accident. Tom Meents recently just posted, and he reads in his newest post that, "I'm sorry to say too many people like to spread rumors. The fact is my neck was dislocated and was put back in place. I'm standing, walking, and moving every single one of my appendages, like always. Thanks to the support of Feld Entertainment, the safety requirements of Monster Jam, the wonderful team at IU Health Methodist Hospital, and especially the amazing support of my wonderful family. I will very soon make 100% recovery. I want to thank all the great support from so many people that reached out to me, texted me, called me, messaged me, prayed for me, and sent me their love. I love you all, and I can't wait to see you soon. Please share the maximum truth." So I'm so glad to see that Tom's doing well. We were all praying for him, and he's our favorite. You know, he's the 14-time champ. You got to love the man. He is a living legend, and he's the professor. So he's teaching all these new guys all these tricks. Like, we see Camden Murphy throwing it down. He was taught by Tom. Tristan England, we see him throw it down these days, taught like Tom. So many people. So he is such a legend in the community. So glad to see that. Moving on. Now we're going to talk about Indianapolis, the actual show. We were all there for it. Saturday, we're going to start with a small recap of what happened. In semifinals, Gravedigger defeated JCB, Tristan England, and John Gordon defeated Todd and Megalodon. The finale was Tyler and John, Gravedigger and Bad Company, and your winner was Tyler Meninga and Gravedigger. Moving on to the skills competition, your top three, Tom Meents with a 9.281, JCB 8.904, and Mohawk Warrior with an 8.642. In freestyle, your winner, once again, Tom Meents, Max D with a 9.640, Black Pearl with a 9.632, and Megalodon with a 9.144. Super close freestyle competition, and those points were neck and neck. These fans had some amazing voting, but your overall event champion was not Tom Meents and Max D. It was Tyler and Gravedigger. Guys, what did you think about the Saturday show?
I thought it was pretty good. So initially I actually had, for those of you guys that might have seen my footage, I had pretty bad seats, and shout out to both of these guys, actually, Wayne for show 1 and then TJ for show 2 with hooking me up with a little bit better seats for freestyle for show 1 that we're talking about right now. I had a little bit better seats. So that was really nice. Shout out to Wayne for that. But yeah, it was a pretty good show. There were a lot of crazy moments. And it was really cool to see Tom Meents win freestyle. I'm really, really glad that I was able to see that in person. And seeing the Blackout Max D as well was just awesome. That's one of my favorite Max D bodies, as I'm sure a lot of others can definitely agree with that. And it was really cool to see him win freestyle. And then Cole Venard with that crazy, the basically consecutive backflip. He did the one rotation and saved it. That was amazing. Todd LeDuc's crash was pretty rough. I remember seeing, I believe the next morning he actually made an Instagram post saying that he was feeling a little bit sore after that crash. So that was a pretty hard crash. I believe it was the right rear tire got completely mangled, kind of similar to the way that Weston Anderson mangled his truck this past weekend too. But yeah, it was a great event. I was really happy to be there. Going to Indianapolis for the first time was really, really awesome. That is definitely, or it was definitely one of the bucket list stadiums that I really wanted to go to. And it was really, really cool to cross that off the list.
Yeah, that was your first time going, wasn't it, Riley?
Yeah, it was. First time I've flown to a regular show too, besides World Finals or Superstar.
Was it the rear? I thought it was the front for Todd when he was on top of the pod.
Sure, it was the rear. I think.
Okay.
I think.
Anyways,
I could be wrong, but
yeah, I don't quite remember exactly that. To be honest, but yeah, Tyler was definitely Todd was definitely sore after that one. I remember we went to the meet and greet afterwards. I think it was actually the second day, and he was barely walking around, and you can just tell he was not feeling good. For the first day, yeah, seeing Tom have a good freestyle and put on a show for the fans in Indy, it was awesome. It was almost like every other year besides last year, where Tom does just so good in Indy. It was always Tyler Meninga just always puts on a show and always finds a way. If he doesn't do good in one of the events, why would he not do good in any of the events? He just somehow manages to pull off an overall. I don't know how he does it. He's just one consistent man, even if he botches or gets screwed in point or in votes for any of the skills or freestyle competitions.
Well said. I totally agree. I think Tyler really knows how to pull one out of his Gravedigger bag. But yeah, he is freaking awesome. I saw his first, my first arena show was Tampa 2018, and it was him and Colton Eichelberger and Tony Oakes, where Tony got his first overall as well. It was insane. What an amazing weekend it was. But he's come such a long way. Started in the arenas. Now he's here to stay in stadiums, and he's just been throwing it down, dude. And whenever he does international shows for the arenas like Puerto Rico, oh man, he cooks. So I'm hoping that he'll do some in the future. I mean, he's the man. So Indy was good Saturday. We'll go over the Sunday statistics here real quick. In semifinals, Gravedigger defeated Black Pearl. Bad Company defeated JCB Digatron. And your finals was once again Tyler Meninga and John Gordon in Bad Company. And you know what? Tyler won it again. John Gordon's great, but once he gets to the finals, man, Tyler whooped.
That one was the second race was closer, 100% closer than the first one. The first one that was by far was Tyler, but this one was really close.
Yeah. Shout out to Mac Bulldog Mac with the loose cable for his computer. He has gone rip. He's gone. I got nothing. He's gone. The skills competition winner, Max Steve, a 9.061, 8.698, 8.198 for Mohawk Warrior, 8.155 for JCB Digatron. Freestyle Gravedigger 9.609, huge score. JCB 9.2, Jester 9.1. Awesome to see Matt Pag get a top 3. This was an amazing event for them. Finally got some good steam going. Jester finishes 8th in the overall points, which is pretty solid for him. Your overall event champ, believe it or not, Tyler Meninga and Gravedigger. He's been freaking dominating the thing. But Tristan England's very consistent. So whenever Tyler messes up, Tristan's right there to take the win. I thought Sunday was good. Saturday was definitely my favorite since it didn't have the Tom incident and all of that. Sunday did, however, have some insane competition going on. Hey, Riley, welcome back to Planet Earth. How are you, bud?
I apologize, man. I don't know what is going on with this.
No apologies. That made part of the episode. It was epic.
Some of it will cut out and put at the end. Don't worry.
Riley, what'd you think about Sunday?
Oh, it was awesome, dude. Just like they were saying before about Tyler, he is just insane. Like it almost seems like every single time when he goes to hit a ramp, it just turns into a highlight, like some way or another, whether it's huge error or he does some like crazy save or a crash or just whatever he does afterwards. Like every single time he hits the track, you always have to be watching because he just pulls off some of the most amazing tricks you'll ever see. Like he had 2 crazy saves in that winning freestyle run. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe he hit the backflip as well. I could be wrong on that though, but it was a crazy run. Obviously he won racing at both shows as well. And yeah, he is just crazy. And I was also really glad to see JCB Digatron. It was my first time seeing that truck in person, and it was totally worth the hype that it's been getting. I think that truck looks amazing. And in show 2 specifically that we're talking about right now, I'm pretty sure that's like probably the most destroyed that truck has been all year. He really threw that truck around, had a pretty good save. He also hit the backflip as well. So that was really cool to see that truck finally in person. And then also I was pretty impressed with John Gordon this weekend as well. Made it to the finals in racing both days. Unfortunately, he was no match for Tyler in the finals, but you know, he's been doing really well this year. He's like 4th or 5th in the standings. We're going to be going over the standings in just a little bit, but yeah, John Gordon has really been putting on a show this year as well. And then obviously, you know, the Tom crash happened in show 2, which was really, really unfortunate. But other than Tom's crash, I would say I probably preferred show 2 a little bit more. I had much better seats for that one as well. Thanks to TJ for that. He hooked me up with better seats for that one. But shout out to TJ for that. But yeah, show 2 was really, really awesome.
Yeah, I agree. Show 2 was a lot better. I would say the racing was a lot. The race was more equal the second show than the first show. The first show they were having one-sided on it was right or left lane, where they can even consider anymore. But yeah, it was much cleaner, more equal, and much closer racing the second day. Skills, I don't know. I'm kind of I think the first event was a lot better for skills than the second one, barely. Mainly because of the Tom Nance pulling off the usual move. And who won skills the second day?
Oh, well, I guess I'll tell you.
Yeah, I don't remember. Wayne.
It was Max
It was
D.
Tyler.
Oh,
No,
it was Tom again.
Sunday
no.
Tom
Tyler
Meents.
was
Sunday-
show 1 and Tom was show 2.
Sunday was
Oh,
Max D. Show 1 was Gravedigger.
Yeah.
okay. So then now can I say the show 2 skilled was better? It was more. I still think the first one's still better. Just barely. But now freestyle, a lot more people broke the first show than the second show. So the second show was obviously a lot better freestyle besides Tom's incident. And also I know Wayne said this earlier, but Matt and Jester also had a wonderful, I would say probably one of his best freestyles in Monster
Oh, yeah.
Jam. For the second show. He probably should have won if Tyler didn't pull off another miraculous Tyler Meninga save. Just to pull off the win for that. Yeah, I mean, I'll say it. That is how I feel.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that. That save by Jester was insane. By far the best moment I've seen him have in person. I know he had a pretty similar save last year in Detroit. I think he had a really good save, but other than that, that was like one of the best moments I've seen him have.
And he was one of the first ones out too. So I mean, he set the bar, and everyone followed right behind. So it was a good show for sure for freestyle.
Yeah.
As the kids say these days, who let him cook?
Good questions. All good questions, Wayne.
I don't know. Yeah, it was a good show though. I had a great time. And Jester, Matt Pag, has got his flow going on. Hopefully no more truck issues for the whole team. I don't know if everybody knows out there in video land, but there's this new fuel injection thing that's being mandatory. So all the independent teams have been doing either fuel tech, or the other one is what's the name of it? It's the one that Monster Jam uses. I just can't remember at the moment. So I'm sorry, whatever company that is. I really can't remember.
This is why we have Nathan.
It's Fuel Tech, and then the other one is, I don't know. Shout out to you though. If anyone knows, you could make me look stupid in the comments. But yeah, they've been having a lot of issues. Other independent teams have as well, but mainly the Pags. So hopefully they get their stuff together, and we'll see what happens with that. But moving on, and we'll see what's going to happen with them. Moving on, we're going to go to the tour recap with all the tours. We're going to go through the points. We're just going to do the top, I believe, what did we say, 3 in arenas and top 5 in stadiums, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Correct? Okay. All right, so move. Also, if you guys want, real quick, we could talk about the power rankings, because that is back.
I choose not to talk about that because we don't have our own yet.
Oh, okay. Well, we're not going to talk about it apparently, but as you expect, if you can think about a black and green truck, that's in first. And
Really?
So that's all.
Every single one of them.
No, it's not. No, it's not. You didn't look.
You want to show it up? Go ahead, show it later. I bet you there's 4 of those.
We got Tyler Gravedigger first, Son of a Digger second, JCB in third, Weston in fourth, and Camden Murphy, Josh's favorite, who comes on here occasionally, in fifth. Yep, that's right. Fernando Martinez in 20th.
Oh yeah, shout out Fernando.
Okay.
Shout out to Cody in 15th. Shout out to Muldance, and shout out to Jamie Sullivan in 14th. All the good people, you know.
She's still in 14th after. Oh, I guess she didn't drive this week.
Yeah,
so
there's plenty of people. You know who you are. Okay, getting over to the results, the things that matter. All right.
Results, you mean the points?
Yeah. That's what I'm doing.
There you go.
All right, we'll start on Arena Series West, aka the Brandon Vincent Tour. Brandon Vincent currently in Gravedigger with 531 points. Tony Oaks and Thunder Roars, 433 points. Dalton Widener in third place, 409 points. I mean, Brandon's just running away with the tour right now. It's going to be a close tie for second, but I think Brandon has got this in the bag if he doesn't blow any engines or transmissions. And shout out to all the brand new drivers on that tour. Everybody's been doing an incredible job. and looking forward to seeing what everybody can do. Moving on, do you guys want to give thoughts, everyone, or you just want to move on?
Yeah, I'll give quick thoughts. I just have to say pretty much like what Wayne said already, but Brandon Vincent, he's been having a great season so far. He is definitely running away with that championship unless something like catastrophic happens to him. He's definitely going to win the championship. But just like I said in one of the previous episodes where we went over the points, I'm really looking forward to see who's going to come out on top for second, though. That battle between Tony Oaks and Dalton Widener, they're really, really close in the points, and it's going to come down to those two guys for second for the remaining months of the season.
Yeah, I agree. I kind of figured Brandon would take the overall. But I am definitely impressed on Tony Oates holding a good, strong second. Tony is also keeping it pretty close. Was it 70-something, 79 points behind? Lane? Let me change screens.
Tony's 98.
98. Okay. I knew something like
close
that.
enough.
Yeah, close enough. And then Dalton being in the third, I thought Dalton and Tony would be battling on for second for sure. Also, Ashley Sanford being in fourth, doing also a good, consistent season so far. Very impressive. I thought Dalton would have he had a good start. I thought he would have more consistent season. I mean, he's saying consistent. He's obviously in third, but 122 points behind is a little. I thought it'd be a little bit closer than that, at least we're almost mid-season now. So yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, moving on to the next arena. You guys have any final thoughts for that one? No. Okay. Well, moving on, we got the Kristen Anderson, Armando Castro, Cody tour. Kristen Anderson is very close to Armando right now with 336 points. Armando Castro, second place, 320 points. And Cody Saucier and Dragon with 296. Everybody's neck and neck, to be honest. Armando isn't running away with the points away from Cody, and Kristen's not that far back either. So this is pretty impressive. Cody's behind 40 points, but Armando's only behind 16. So I was telling everybody, do not sleep on Kristen, because everybody was immediately saying Armando's taking the W. But this is going to be a close battle to the end. This is definitely one of the arena tours to watch points-wise. What are you guys thinking? I thought there's been some good action from it so far. It's nice to see Zach Garner specifically doing the mini flips, and that's definitely been helping him out in points. He's currently right behind Cody in fourth with 240.
Yeah, all four of those guys, Kristen, Armando, Cody, and Zach, they've all hit multiple mini flips this year, which has been really, really cool to see. And yeah, that tour definitely has the closest points battle of all the arenas. That and then Stadium West, those two tours specifically have the two best points battles right now. So it's going to be interesting to see who's going to end up coming out on top. I'm looking forward to seeing what goes on between them. Armando actually was leading the points before this week, but this past weekend, Kristen obviously earned more points than Armando did. So those two have just been back and forth so far throughout the first 5 weeks of the season, I believe. Maybe only 4 for that tour. I think the first week was non-points. So, but yeah, the two of them are neck and neck, and Cody and Zach right behind. It's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah, I will admit I thought Armando would have probably held on the lead. He had the lead last week. This week he's only 16 something points behind. Yeah, I kind of thought Armando would hold it a little bit. It's still too early. We're still almost midway through the season. I mean, honestly, this is a packed, a lot of good drivers on this arena tour. Obviously Zach's not too far out, sitting in fourth, and Cody Saucier only 40 points behind. That's an easy 1-2 show. Points you can make back if any of the two other ones ahead of him have a problem. Cody's a great racer. And a good skills driver and a freestyler. I mean, he's got Dragon. It's good to see Dragon still in this event, still racing on the tracks. I do believe Zach Garner might not come out of third. I don't know if he'll make it all the way up to the top 2 or not for the main battle, but I still do think Zach's gonna have a good year for sure. Wayne?
Well said, TJ. I definitely agree. And I think Zach could possibly have this fourth place locked in. If not, catch up to Cody if he's lucky enough, because Cody's really been having a good season so far, specifically looking at just numbers. But he is a very great racer. He's solid in the skills. He likes to do the popper wheelies and freestyle. If he could go off and give a good run, he just needs the wow moment. He's always consistent. But moving on, we're going to go to Arena Series Central with the Weston Anderson Tour, if you want to call it that. Weston Anderson smoking the competition. He is ahead by 124 points. He has 483 currently. Bro is smoking the competition. Fernando Martinez with 359 and Brandon Telechka and Just Get Her Done. Let me say it correctly. Just Get Her Done. 334 points. 149 points behind Gravedigger. Sheesh, man. And shout out to Brianna Mahan. Welcome back to Monster Jam. She has 327, right behind Brandon Telechka. It seems like everybody, Brandon Telechka and behind, has like just about the same amount of points till you get to sixth. It's crazy. Alex Barton's doing a solid job in Stone Crusher, and Frank Kreml is the GOAT. I mean, he doesn't need the points. He's already a legend on his own. So all he's got to do is show up. I mean, he cooks in Zombie. He represents it well. I'm definitely a fan. Big fan. Big fan, Frank. But yeah, what are you guys' thoughts? Weston's just been killing it. I got nothing.
Yeah, so this is the only arena tour I've seen so far in person this year. I saw them 2 weeks ago in Newark, New Jersey, and Weston won. I only went to 2 out of the 4 shows, but the 2 shows I went to, Weston won both of the overalls. Definitely not surprising, but very similarly to Arena West, Gravedigger. In that case, it was Brandon Vincent. In this case, it's Weston Anderson. They are just running away with the championship for that tour. So again, if something catastrophic happens to Weston, that's basically the only way that he's not going to win. And it's really, really cool to see Fernando Martinez in his rookie season in second place right now. That is just awesome. And then, yeah, Brandon Telechka as well. He's been pulling off some crazy moves so far this year. He had that crazy save in Newark. And then I believe last week, I can't remember where exactly they were at, but he pulled off a pretty crazy move during skills, I remember. So Brandon Telechka has definitely improved a lot this year. And yeah, that tour's been pretty exciting. The only other thing I really have to say is it's really, really sad that Jamie Sullivan got injured last weekend, because she was pretty close. I can't remember exactly how close, but she was in second place, pretty close behind Weston Anderson. But she got injured and unfortunately had to sit out this past weekend and this weekend coming up right now due to injury. And she has lost so many points, which is really, really unfortunate. But, you know, we're looking forward to see when she can get back behind the wheel as quickly as possible as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it for my thoughts on that.
Yeah, she was keeping it close with Weston early on. She was only 1 point behind a few weeks ago of Weston. And now she's fourth, fifth. I believe it was fifth. Yeah, she's fifth right now. I am glad to see Brandon Mahan back and Scooby-Doo, keeping Scooby-Doo alive. Always good to see her. I haven't seen this tour just yet since they're on the West tour, I believe, is why I just said it was Central. It's Central tour, my bad. I will cut that out. Central tour. Brandon had a pretty good start. I thought he would make it a run for Weston. The points are starting to separate by a lot. And once again, it seems like Weston's is going to have not an easy rest of the season, but it's getting close to almost being a couple of weeks where he doesn't have to show up. It's getting close. I know that's what it was last year. He had such a big lead. He went to Baltimore, which it was like 2 weeks before the season ended, and he already had the championship. So he's making it look like it's going to be back to back for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. He's got it in the bag. That's all I've got.
I do think Brandon's going to get second or make it third.
Yeah. He's got great equipment, and he's been a good driver, man. He's had some pretty cool wow moments already this year. Mm-hmm. I mean, one of the best things he does is stand it up into a stoppie then could actually stop it on his chassis, wiggle the tires a little bit, and then gets a really cool rebound. So
Yeah, that's always
really
nice.
like
I do
seeing
like that.
Yeah.
Me too.
Moving on the Stadium Series West. Right now, you could call it the Ryan Anderson Tour. He's cooking. In first place, it's Ryan Anderson, 285 points. Second place, Camden Murphy, Bakugan Dragonoid, 269. Adam Anderson, 267, 2 points behind Camden. Corey Rummel, Megalodon, 228. And Bari Musauer in fifth place, 217. And also just had to shout out the other two. Colt Stevens, Thunder Roars, sixth place, 199. And Joe Foley. This is definitely the highlight so far. Joe Foley is in seventh place in El Toro Loco, 164 points. I think there will be a day that we see Joe Foley compete in World Finals, to be quite honest with you. Oh
Joe
my gosh.
Joe
Foley. Joe Foley. That's what we've got. We're the hype men. We're the axe men. It's what we do. I don't know about you, Riley.
Oh yeah, I'm an axe man. I don't have a crew shirt like that, but
yeah,
I gotta
this
get.
tour's been cooking with the wow moments, especially. What have you guys thought about this tour so far?
Oh yeah, so very similarly to the one arena tour we were just talking about, like this points battle is really, really good. The two Andersons and Camden Murphy only separated by 18 points right now between the three of them. Those three have been through the first 5 weeks of the season, they've been going back and forth, which is really exciting to see. And I really don't know who's going to end up winning it. I mean, I'm personally rooting for Camden Murphy. Camden Murphy is one of my favorite drivers. Of course, I love the Andersons too, but it'd be really cool to see Camden Murphy win that tour. So, yeah, but it's been exciting so far. And then, Corey Rummel being in fourth place is also a surprise. He's been throwing it down. He's had multiple wow moments this season, some saves, some crashes, you name it. And and then lastly, shout out to Joe Foley. Like they said, Joe Foley, also one of my favorite drivers as well. And unfortunately, he's not an axe. I really wish he was, but he's been representing El Toro Loco really well this season. And he's been doing great. If I'm not mistaken, he's already won freestyle twice this year, I believe.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. So shout out to Joe Foley.
Yeah, Joe is all I gotta say, man. I'm glad he's got a good start. He last year he had a good couple shows at the beginning, and then it kind of was going downhill. But the El Toro Loco, he's representing. He's looking good in it. I'm just impressed. Joe is putting on good freestyles. Two freestyle wins already this year, and then we're getting close to almost halfway through the season. I'm just can't wait to see it. I am upset about Chris Kohler. He started off good and strong, and then it's kind of just gone downhill. It's kind of almost like the opposite of what happened last year, where he started off with just problems with the truck, brand new truck, and just having problems with it. Now he's just getting, I would say, screwed, but it is what it is. And then Corey Rummel keeping it up for the Team Scream, being fourth. I would have thought, besides, I think he's had a couple of truck issues or just bad votes towards him. I don't know. It's something, because he started off strong, and then he kind of tiptoed in the middle there. But I mean, Team Screen has finished top 3 in both freestyles that I believe Joe has won. So I mean, it's Team Scream all the way right now. And I hope Corey does good this weekend, and I can't wait to see him in Detroit in a couple of weeks.
Amen to that. I mean, I have been loving seeing Joe cook this weekend, this whole entire year. And I think it's so weird that Chris Kohler had such an incredible year last year. And I don't know, I don't know if he's not in his groove or, just not having the best luck this year. He's currently in 9th with Monster Mutt. Dave Olfert is doing just as good as I thought he was going to do. He's in 8th place. He really throws it down when he wants to, he's been doing great. So shout out to that amazing tour. They're doing an incredible job. And moving on to the last tour we have to talk about, It is Stadium Series East, the one I've been keeping up with mostly, and will be sticking with basically the whole year, except for the one where they come over to Alabama for the other tour. Tyler Meninga in first place in Gravedigger, 255 points. Tristan England tailing behind in JCB Digatron, 225 points. And Tom Meents in third place in Max D with 193 points. We have yet to find out who's going to be the fill-in driver, so we'll be finding out. But he is not super far behind. It's still possible for him to catch up. We'll just have to see what the fill-in can do. And it really depends on who it's going to be. So looking forward to that. This is going to be exciting, guys. This is a great top three. Bryce Kenny in the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior, fourth place, 179. And John Gordon really doing an incredible job in Bad Company, 175 points. And don't count out Mr. Todd LeDuc in Megalodon. He's literally 1 point away from fifth place. He's doing pretty damn good, even though the people like to, trash on him and stuff about his freestyles and stuff. That's just the way the system is these days. He's having fun, he's not going out there doing insane runs for like 2 minutes trying to break his truck. He's out there filling the time, doing a minute run. When it comes to a minute to go, he starts to get a little more rowdy. 30 seconds, he's just going all in. And we really saw that, especially this past weekend with that first day freestyle. That was absurd. That last hit broke off the tire. It was insane. He got the lead from it. It was amazing. Guys, let me know your thoughts. This tour's just been delivering. Tyler's amazing. All these people are it's been a very consistent tour. That's what I'd say it was.
Yeah, man, I completely agree. I mean, starting off with like towards the bottom of that top five, or actually the top six in this case, Bryce Kenny, John Gordon, Todd LeDuc only separated by 5 points. That's pretty crazy through, 5 weeks in the season. And every week so far, they've had 2 shows each week. So that's pretty close for, how many shows they've had. This has been, like Wayne said, a very consistent tour. I already mentioned this before, but John Gordon has really been surprising me this year. He's been doing phenomenal in racing this year. And I'm really looking forward to see where he's going to end up in the points this year. Now, as far as at the top, just like Wayne said as well, we don't know who the fill-in is going to be yet, but depending on who it is, we'll have to see if Max D can catch up to the top 2. And then Tristan England in that JCB Digatron, he is doing really good as well. Finally in stadiums this year, being in second place is amazing. He's been making that truck look really, really nice each week. Like I said, he only has really damaged the body just at this most recent show this past Sunday. So, yeah. And then, of course, I pretty much already said everything I had to about Tyler before. He is the man, and he's been tearing it up this year with so many overalls. He hasn't won every single one, but he's won almost every single overall for that tour, which is just incredible.
Yeah, this is definitely the tour we have been keeping up on almost every week or every other week. And I don't know who they're going to put in for Tom Meents, but I can guarantee you it's going to be someone that has to represent Max D, because there's a line you have to have, and whoever fills it in, it's going to be I'm just going to say Tyler's going to have a terrible week this week. I'm going to call it right now. He's going to have a terrible week. It's not going to go Tyler's way. It's going to go the Max D way. And whoever fills in the seat is going to have a great week this week, and I can't wait to see it. Or we got some 2 hometown boys that are coming down to the Tampa, Florida. They're not too far off from there, and it could be don't know if Mike or Nick's going to be driving Kraken, but you never know. It could almost go just what happened last year, where if Nick's driving, might see some crazy. He's coming back. If he does come back, that'll be the first time he will be driving this year. You might see something crazy coming out from the Pags.
Excited, man. I don't know who it's going to be, but it's definitely going to make a big difference. I'm excited, man. The Pags really have been throwing it down when their equipment works. Really, this fuel tech stuff has just been messing with them. So it's unfortunate to see that, but hopefully they get their stuff together. I'm really excited to see what could happen if everything works out. I have a feeling that Nick's going to be back. I mean, he just posted on his story that he was pretty hyped for Tampa. or he was just talking about last year in general. So you never know. I think he's going to make a comeback. We'll see what happens.
This would be the time to show up. Just saying.
It's a really good time to show up.
Hometown.
Yeah. Also, we want to wish Mr. Nick Pagliarulo a congratulations on being a father. Congrats, buddy. We wish you all the best into the fatherhood. And we got a third generation coming up, man. That's so cool. Where'd Riley go?
I think his computer died.
Wait, let me look down. Riley! Nope, he's gone.
He's not
he
there.
He dropped out, literally. Well, TJ, do you have any final thoughts for us here tonight?
Do I? All good questions.
Because if you don't, it's okay. I just want to know. TJ is going to be coming to Tampa with me, so pretty excited for that. He should be actually flying in Friday, which is now today.
Wayne's going to show me all the stops in Tampa.
I am going to show him the barbecue. I'm going to show him the bowling, the go-karting. Good stuff.
Go-karting, yes, sir. Bowling, it depends if you got small balls or big balls. But, you know.
Well said.
Thank you.
Wow. Just don't say that at the charity bowling event if they have one.
Okay. Roger that.
Well, another one.
We'll never know.
Jeez Louise. Well, Riley has left the building. I don't know if he's going to come back in time.
Riley, where you at?
Riley, welcome back. We were looking for you, buddy. You are still a black screen, so rest in peace to Riley Mac Bulldog Mac. Poor guy.
I knew him
He really just wants to throw it down for the fans, but he's getting RAI'd right now. He's trying to fire it back up. Oh man, you know we got the green light on. He's got to go. But dude, this laptop is not working. He says it looks like it's not going to work out.
We'll keep you here in spirit, Riley, while you get your technical difficulties figured out.
Well, I mean, that's it for the episode, people. I want Riley to put his input in, but he's not here to do it. So, Riley.
There we go. Okay.
Any final thoughts for the people?
I am so sorry that my laptop is having these issues. I don't know what's going on with it. I thought I finally had it fixed, but apparently not. So I apologize for that. But thank you guys for watching this episode. I don't really have much else to say, but hopefully I'll have these issues figured out by the next episode we do. But yeah, it's been fun.
Catch them on the rails?
On the rails.
Hey, everybody needs to make a GoFundMe for Riley so he can get a new laptop.
Oh, yeah.
Well, guys, that is going to do it for this Do It Talk. Thank you so much for joining me and TJ for Do It Talk number 6. I am Wayne Chihaki, and that's Big Bird TJ. And we will see you next time for Do It Talk number 7. And also, make sure to stick around because we are going to be doing our first ever highlight video here at Monster Jam in Tampa coming up. We'll be hopefully getting even more people to check out the amazing content that TJ's been helping edit and me as well. And it's been a blast. Thank you for watching. This was the Do It Boys. Do it, boys.
Do it.
Late night special. Good night, everybody.